You didn't set an alarm, but somehow every single night your body wakes you up at the exact same time, 3 a.m., eyes wide open, heart going a little faster than it should, and your brain already running a full to-do list before you've even moved. You lie there, you try to force it, you check the time, which makes it worse. And before you know it, an hour has gone by and now you're dreading the morning before it's even started. This happens to more people than you think. In fact, research shows that over 35% of adults wake up in the middle of the night at least 3 times a week. And here's the thing most people get wrong. They assume it's random. It's not. Waking up at 3 a.m. is not a coincidence. It's a biological collision happening inside your body every single night. And once you understand it, you can actually stop it. So here's what's actually happening. Your sleep is not a flat line. It runs in 90-minute cycles. In the first half of the night, roughly 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., your brain locks into deep sleep. This is the heavy-duty repair mode. Your arousal threshold is high, meaning it takes a lot to wake you up. A door slamming, a dog barking. You'd probably sleep right through it. But here's where things change. After about 2 a.m., your brain shifts. It starts prioritizing REM sleep, which means rapid eye movement sleep. This is your dreaming stage, and here's the thing nobody tells you. During REM, your brain is almost as active as when you're wide awake. So by 3 a.m., you're floating in this lighter, more fragile stage of sleep. Your wake-up threshold drops to almost nothing. A slight creak in the floorboard. A partner rolling over. A barely noticeable dip in room temperature. Any of it can pull you out of sleep and into full consciousness. But that's just one layer of what's happening, because at the exact same moment, your body is running its own chemical alarm clock. In a healthy system, it's gentle, you barely notice it. But if you've been stressed or overworked, your baseline cortisol is already elevated. When that 3 a.m. surge hits, the tank overflows. Your brain's stress system misreads it as an emergency. Your heart rate climbs, your mind snaps open, and suddenly you're running through every unsolved problem in your life. There's a third trigger too. If you had heavy carbs or sugar before bed, your blood sugar can crash overnight. Your brain detects an emergency and fires adrenaline to fix it. That jolt of adrenaline at 3 a.m., that's your body trying to save you. The side effect just happens to be waking you up completely. 3 triggers, same window. That's the 3 a.m. perfect storm. Now here's the part most people skip over, and honestly, it might be more important than any fix. What you do in the first few minutes of waking up either keeps you close to sleep or locks you out of it entirely. Most people accidentally make things much worse before they even try to fix them. So here's what you must not do when you wake up in the middle of the night. Don't check the time. This sounds small, it's not. The second you see 3:14 a.m., your analytical brain activates. You start doing sleep math, thinking, if I fall asleep right now, I'll get exactly 3 hours and 46 minutes. That calculation triggers performance anxiety, which releases cortisol and adrenaline, physically preparing your body for a crisis. Researchers call this the clock-watching cycle, and it's one of the fastest ways to turn a brief wake-up into a 2-hour ordeal. Turn your clock face away from the bed before you go to sleep tonight. Don't touch your phone. Even with a blue light filter on, the problem isn't just the light, it's the content. A news headline, an unread email, a social media post, any of it triggers dopamine, which pulls your brain from a low arousal, dreamlike state into an alert problem-solving mode. That's exactly the wrong direction, and here's what makes it worse. Once you pick up your phone, the bar for just one more thing drops to 0. 5 minutes becomes 45. Keep your phone out of arm's reach, physically across the room if you can. Don't turn on bright lights. Even if you need the bathroom, resist the urge to flip on the overhead. Light entering the retina travels directly to the part of your brain that controls your body clock. Even a few seconds of bright light can suppress melatonin and signal to your brain that the sun is rising. Use a dim red-tone nightlight if you need to navigate in the dark. Red is the only light spectrum that doesn't reset your circadian rhythm or trigger alertness. Don't start problem solving. At 3 a.m., your rational prefrontal cortex is running at reduced capacity. Your emotional center, the amygdala, is actually more active. This is why every problem feels catastrophic in the middle of the night. Your mortgage feels unsolvable. Your relationship feels broken. Your job feels impossible. None of that is accurate. It's biology. Tell yourself, I am not equipped to solve this at 3 a.m. I will look at this at 9 a.m. and mean it. Your brain genuinely cannot think straight right now, so don't let it try. Don't force yourself to stay in bed past the frustration point. This one is counterintuitive, but important. The moment you start lying there feeling tense, annoyed, or anxious about being awake, the damage is already starting. Your brain is highly associative. If you repeatedly experience stress while lying in your bed, it begins to wire that association in permanently. The bed starts to feel like the problem. That's how short-term middle-of-the-night waking becomes chronic insomnia over time. 20 minutes is the threshold. After that, get up. So here's what actually works. First, your breathing. The goal is to switch your nervous system from sympathetic, the fight or flight mode, over to parasympathetic, the rest and digest mode. And breathing is the fastest manual override you have. Try the 4-7-8 method. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 full seconds. That long exhale is key. It activates the vagus nerve, which sends a direct signal to your brain to lower your heart rate and blood pressure. Do this 7 to 10 times and your body physically shifts state. There's also the physiological sigh, developed by neurobiologists, including Dr. Andrew Huberman. Take a full deep breath in through your nose. At the top, take one extra tiny inhale to fully inflate your lungs. Then exhale as slowly as you can through your mouth until empty. The second inhale opens collapsed air sacs in your lungs for a more efficient gas exchange. The slow exhale hits the vagus nerve hard and fast. This is one of the quickest ways to drop your heart rate in real time. Once you've calmed the nervous system, the next problem is your mind. At 3 a.m., your brain wants to solve problems. And here's where things get genuinely interesting. There's a technique called cognitive shuffling. It was developed by a neuropsychologist, and the whole idea is to mimic the random, fragmented thoughts your brain produces right before sleep. The weird, illogical imagery that means you're drifting off. Here's how you do it. Pick a neutral word, something like window or garden. Take the first letter. Think of an unrelated image that starts with it. Balloon, picture it. Then another. Bicycle, picture it. Beach. Then move to the next letter. Eagle, elephant, earth. The randomness is the point. You're giving your analytical brain such a boring, disconnected task that it eventually gives up trying to think logically, and you slip into the hypnagogic state that leads to sleep. There's also the physical side. Even if you feel relaxed, your muscles might not be. Progressive muscle relaxation works by deliberately tensing a muscle group for 5 seconds, then releasing it for 10 seconds and noticing the sensation of release. Start at your toes, move up through your calves, thighs, stomach, hands, shoulders, and finally your face. The cycle of tension and release creates a feedback loop that tells your brain, the body is safe. You can stop guarding now. And if you still can't sleep after 20 minutes, and this is counterintuitive, get out of bed. Sleep experts at Harvard and the Mayo Clinic agree on this. If you lie there frustrated and awake, your brain starts to associate your bed with stress and wakefulness. That's called conditioned arousal, and it compounds over time into chronic middle-of-the-night insomnia. So get up, go to a different room. Keep the lights very low, use a dim red light if possible, since red is the only light spectrum that doesn't disrupt your melatonin or reset your body clock. Do something low stimulation. Fold laundry, do a puzzle, read a physical book. Return to bed only when you feel that specific heavy-lidded wave of sleepiness, not just tiredness, but actual physical drowsiness. Now here's the insight most people miss, and it might be the most actionable part of this entire video. A lot of 3 a.m. wake-ups are preventable if you make the right moves earlier in the day. Stop caffeine by 2 p.m. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 6 hours, meaning half of a 4 p.m. coffee is still active in your system at 9 p.m. It blocks adenosine, the chemical that builds up throughout the day to create sleep pressure. With that pressure blunted, you won't have enough momentum to stay in the deep, resilient sleep that protects against 3 a.m. waking. Stop alcohol at least 3 to 4 hours before bed. Alcohol feels sedating at first. It increases adenosine and helps you fall asleep. But here's the catch. As your liver processes it, your body experiences what's called a glutamine rebound. Glutamine is a natural stimulant. As the sedative effect fades, usually 3 to 4 hours after your last drink, the glutamine surges back. Your brain gets jolted, your REM sleep fragments, and you wake up wired at exactly the wrong moment of the night. So if you suspect blood sugar crashes, have a small protein and fat snack 30 minutes before bed. Something like a spoonful of almond butter, a hard-boiled egg, or a few walnuts. This gives your body slow-burning fuel to carry you through the night without the insulin spike and crash cycle that triggers the adrenaline alarm. And keep your bedroom cool. The ideal temperature is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly 16 to 19 Celsius. Your core body temperature naturally drops around 3 a.m., and if your room is too warm, your body can't regulate that low point, triggering restlessness right when you're most vulnerable to waking up. Here's the one thing to remember from all of this. Waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that three very specific biological processes are colliding at the same moment, and your environment or your stress levels are amplifying them. Fix the triggers before bed. And when you do wake up, work with your nervous system instead of fighting it. Breathe, release, shuffle, and if needed, get out of bed before the frustration starts the cycle all over again. Sleep is a skill. And now you have the tools. If you found this useful, subscribe because we make content like this every week. Practical, science-backed, no fluff. See you in the next one.